I think Gen Z, I always say, like, we're the future because, well, we are, obviously. But I think a lot of people don't realize that. Like, they don't realize that, oh, one day these kids, they can vote. And tomorrow I turn 18, I can vote this year. And it's crazy to me because time goes by really fast. And you just see, like, different generations, like, progressively changing. Change is so hard, but it's also really necessary. Like, I feel like it's always something that people avoid, but at the same time, if, like, we didn't change, then, like, our lives would be completely different.
I'm feeling queer today.
Welcome back to I'm Feeling Queer Today, a podcast that amplifies the voices of LGBTQ plus young people, like me, for listeners like you, whoever you are. I'm your host, Kai Vandaway.
And I'm your other host, Trudy Pooks. This season, we are taking a queer road trip all around the country to answer a big question. What is it like to be queer where you live?
This episode is part 2 of our visit to Kaleidoscope Youth Center. KYC has been the largest and longest-standing organization in Ohio solely dedicated to serving and supporting LGBTQIA plus youth. If you haven't already, go back and check out part 1. It will give you important context and help you better enjoy this episode. So go listen to that. Then meet us right back here for part 2.
At the top of the episode, we heard from KYC Summer Institute participant, Kiana. I think what Kiana really touched on in this that I loved is the collective strength we have as queer people together, because I think that it's easy to feel so alone, but I think that's something really cool about, like, the world we live in now, even though there's a lot of rough parts, is that, like, we get this special opportunity to connect with each other online as well.
Youth are one of the most talked about points in politics. A lot of laws are centered around what is happening in schools and with minors, but you don't actually get the voice of the people being affected very often.
Yeah, 1000%. Last episode, we talked a lot about the hardships, but when I visited KYC, there was so much queer joy, too.
This episode is an ode to hobbies, music, queer crushes, and the ups and downs of the high school years. Because whether you're queer or not, everybody needs to find a way through their teens.
Next up, we're passing it off to Felix from KYC with his brand new advice segment. Hopefully these words of wisdom can help you too. Let's take a listen.
Welcome. This is the world's premier advice column run by anemic Transmascs who collect Monster High dolls. I'm queer, you're in fear, so tell me and I shall hear. So we will start today with my dear friend Sage has been facing some difficulties lately, and I would like to see what I can offer. So tell me, Sage, what is your dilemma?
Okay, so I have a really, really bad problem with misplacing things. Like, I will have it, I'll place it somewhere, and I'm like, yes, it's right there. I remember. And then I go back and it's not there, and it's like transported to somewhere else. It's like walked with its own 2 feet. It's quite a problem because I've been doing that a lot lately, especially with like things that I need, like my inhaler. I should not do that because I need that for life.
That is a very relatable dilemma. Have you ever considered cargo pants?
Yes, but my mom said that I wasn't allowed to have those.
Oh my. Does your mother have issues related to cargo pants? Did someone she hates used to wear them? Because no person in their right mind would devalue the splendors of cargo pants.
Well, that's what I was saying. They have like a lot of pockets, but she said that it wasn't like, she's worried about like things like fancy restaurants that I have to go in.
Well, how often are you eating at formal restaurants?
Not that often, literally.
Does your mother know this?
Yes.
What does your inhaler look like?
It's gray and it has a sticker on
I
it.
see the issue. Of course you're losing a small gray object. When I was a kid, I had this like bejeweling kit. It was literally just like a little thing that you put a rhinestone on the end and you could just like shoot the rhinestones into stuff.
Yeah, what?
Yeah.
I'm just
that
saying,
was a thing.
You could bedazzle your inhaler, you'll never lose it because it's special to you.
Exactly. You need to fall in love with that thing. And never let it go. Does this satisfy your needs for advice today?
Yeah, it really does.
Wonderful, wonderful. And that was Sage with the never-ending saga of the missing inhaler.
Hi.
Hello. Are you in need of advice today?
I am in need of advice.
Yes.
My name is Becca.
Mm-hmm.
I am also Transmasc.
Mm-hmm.
And I really admire the way you exude your trans masculinity. So how do I come across more Transmasc?
When you're Transmasc and you're doing whatever you want, that thing is inherently now Transmasc. When you really think about it. Because it's something that you, a Transmasc, are in fact doing. Just keep in mind that really all you have to do to inspire people is just come across so unapologetically happy that it kind of drowns out any negativity.
That's great advice.
Good advice.
I have one more question. Do you have any style tips? I admire your sense of style.
Style tips. Well, I prioritize comfort a lot. So, if I buy something that looks really cool, but I don't like the texture, I just won't wear it. So when I'm shopping, I like to make sure I am shopping, in person to make sure that I will actually want to wear things like that. I shop around in many different sources. I love thrift stores. I love to just see something and be like, this was probably intended for something, but I think it'd be really cool with this kind of outfit. Just be like, what kind of specific pieces are you drawn to, and what kind of amalgamation of an outfit would those put together form? Right now I am wearing a Target Pride button up I bought when I was 14. Basketball shorts I found at a thrift store and wear when I sleep sometimes. And the brightest, chunkiest shoes I have ever seen. And because I love these pieces individually all so much, even though it turns a lot of heads when I walk out in it, I think I exude a lot of happiness from just how much I am loving everything that I have on, really.
Dressed to make you happy.
Yes.
Love that. Thank you, Felix.
Yes, anytime. My name is Felix, and this was I'm Queer, You're in Fear. Oh boy, let me hear. This might be a recurring thing I just do in my free time. This is a lot of fun.
When I was in first grade, there was this girl. I was in her class. I was so in love with this girl. I was head over heels. Those fake scenarios that sometimes you put yourself in when you're listening to music and you're like, man, if only I could just propose to them or play the guitar for them and sing them this song and then get down on one knee and pull out a ring and just say, will you marry me? I wanted to marry this girl. I was in love with her in the first grade, and I had no idea what it meant. At first I told my friends, and they're like, you can't like girls. And I was like, why not? And they're like, only boys can like girls. I was like, am I a boy? And they were like, I don't know, are you a boy? And I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm not. But I went home and I asked my mom if I was anyways, and she was like, no, you're not. But after that, it was on. I did not care who was who. I liked girls and boys, just literally whoever gave me that weird feeling in my chest. It was game for me. Game is game.
Okay, so I'm actually Ep08, which is a pretty major part of my identity. My first actual in-person crush, she was like, I like you, do you like me back? Yes or no? And I, being first of all aromantic and also neurodivergent, took that as, I like you as a person. You're cool. That's a cool shirt. So I said yes. I did not realize that was romantic, like baby gay and autism together. We went on a little date with big quotation marks. She never used the word date though. She was like, it's like a first date. And I was like, yeah, in movies they go roller skating for the first date. So time goes on, we hold hands. I'm a very touchy person. So I saw nothing of it, and then one day she called me her girlfriend, and I was like, I was in complete shock. I'm like, since when? Like, when did we decide this? And she's like, we're dating. I'm like, no, we're not. You need to tell me this explicitly. Best part about this entire breakup, so to say, went down in the choir room. She then left choir, and we had to instate a rule of no inter-choir dating.
I am Nate. I brought my ukulele today. I feel like it's a big part of who I am, and it has a lot of stories to tell, from like the cracks in it and the scratches to the stickers on it. I feel like the rub off on the polish on the fretboard from where I've been playing as much as I do. It has a lot of character.
Does your ukulele have a name?
No, but if it did, it would probably be Eunice.
That is an amazing name.
I've had my ukulele since I've been like 11 or 12 maybe, so it's been like at least 4 to 5 years. It's always just been me finding muses and reasons to play. It's never been like a specific song in general.
Is that from Steven Universe?
It is.
I knew it. That's giving very Steven.
It's Be Wherever You Are.
That's it. So how has your music allowed you to like grow as a person?
In the past, I would always learn songs for people, or I would push myself to learn different songs. It was always kind of like not important to me though. Doing music for other people has just kind of been taking the fun out of it. But once I started learning songs that I wanted to learn and songs that I wanted to play and to sing and to listen to, it became fun, and practicing it became easier, and I wanted to do it longer. And my my fingers are rough from me practicing and playing. I don't know, just being able to like hit the strings and make noises and make sounds that sound beautiful has allowed me to just like grow as a person, because you know, even if it doesn't sound correct or it's not the correct chord, it can still sound beautiful even if it's a mistake.
That is peak musical genius right there.
I'm Felix. I brought in my tarot deck. It's called the Queer Tarot, a standard tarot deck with a nice little guidebook, and all the characters feature art with queer people on them.
Take a moment for how gorgeous the entirety of the art on this is. Has some checkers that are like kind of distorted. It's giving like some psychedelic vibes. Lots of bright colors, a lot of pink triangles. Like, it's very symbolic.
I got it for Christmas from my mom. Her logic behind the purchase was, you're queer and also just a little bit weird sometimes, so I thought it'd be perfect for you.
Fits your personality, and you're gay. Like,
yeah, this is
that's how gifts
frequently
work.
how my mother and I communicate. Is we are both very similar people. We're queer and also just a little bit odd, and we understand what each other's going for very well, even if sometimes we're like, why'd you buy pretty much clown shoes? Something my mother said to me.
Can I ask what your favorite card from the deck is?
My favorite card? Once I was drawing something, I was facing some kind of dilemma. I was getting just like really stressed out about something really hyper specific. And then all of a sudden, the card Temperance fell out of the deck. And I was like, oh boy, maybe I am overthinking this. And I think about that card regularly. Each card has 3 keywords under it. And for Temperance, they are moderation, balance, and neutrality. And the description reads, Temperance is a card that's all about finding your center. Representing restraint, moderation, and balance, this card encourages you to identify the excess in your life and to take a break, in italics, from them. If you've been going through tough times, this card signifies that pain will eventually be alleviated, pushing you to return to regular life, away from all the negativity you've endured. This card can show you that by analyzing your habits surrounding the potentially harmful things in your life, you can recenter yourself by practicing moderation and restraint.
What does your tarot deck and just tarot in general like say about you?
Well, for one thing, when I read, I'm always just a little bit proud of myself for taking that time to actually investigate a little bit about who I am, what I
As
want,
you
and things like
should.
that.
Be proud of yourself. You
And then
deserve it.
also, I feel like tarot cards are like the peak of brutal honesty because, you know, you're avoiding like a chore or something and you're like, what do I do to get over the stress? And it's like, do your laundry, basically.
Two most honest things in the universe: tarot and small children.
Yes, very, very much so.
Okay, hi, I'm Blaine. Today I have brought with me my my guitar. It is a Fender. It's a Sunburst electric crate. A bunch of stickers on it. There's a little chip on the 6th fret. My guitar is something that means a lot to me. It speaks to my obsessive passion for music. And I got it during a very difficult time in my life when I just needed something to do. And we just found this $65 guitar on Facebook Marketplace, and I've had it for like a year and a half now, and yeah.
Do you think that if someone offered you the chance to trade your guitar for a bigger, newer guitar, that you would do it, or that you would wait until you had money to buy your own?
I don't think I would trade this guitar for a different one. It's been through a lot with me, and I can tell that the previous owner of this guitar also used it a lot, and I feel like it's got a lot of memories with it, and yeah, I don't think I would ever trade it for something else.
Does it have a name?
Sasha.
D&D is a tabletop role-playing game. D&D is very versatile. It can be whatever the players want it to be. My name is Kyros. I go by he, him pronouns, and I am 16. Dungeons and Dragons, to a lot of queer people, is the majority of how we socialize and build community with other people, especially since like you have to work together to get to the end, and since you're all on the same team, it also helps with building this sense of unity. As an autistic person, it has been helpful for me learning to socialize and learning like what is right or wrong in any given social situation. I enjoy kind of building the narrative, and most of it is improv, like building off of other people, and I get magic, so. I first got into D&D when I was 12 years old, and my older sibling, they were needing more people in the campaign that they were in. And so they helped me build my first character, a dragonborn bard. I cannot remember her name, but she was definitely an absolute theater kid. Then the whole pandemic happened and I had to give it up for a few years because there was no one I could be near. When the world opened up again, I got back into it with a group of friends that I'm very, very close with now. We're always finding new ways to add chaos into our games. We have had so far one campaign that we finished that lasted, I think, about 2.5 years. My second character that I made is a halfling rogue. His name is Kepley. Playing him was the first time that I really felt like it needed in and like I was a necessary part of my D&D parties. Another character that I currently have that I love a lot is my tiefling centaur bard. This really social guy who just is silly and he wants to be friends with everyone. Playing him has helped me a lot with building confidence because he is such a confident character. I think most of the characters I've made, what we have in common was like woven into the very being of the character before I ever started playing them. Like the theater aspects for sure come from me. Like his shyness comes from me, and then everything else about him is roles that I put on. I especially enjoy storytelling with like how the characters grow, which is often overlooked. Kepley definitely has changed the most. He started as just this tiny person who is scared of everything and refuses to talk to anyone about his past. And some of the more personable characters in our group just were pushing him further and further to talk to him. They wouldn't let him be on his own. Because of this, he's much happier at the end of the campaign. He actually has people he trusts. Every campaign looks different. It just depends on the people. Some can have more combat while others are more heavy on the roleplay. But like they all have aspects of combat and roleplay and looking at your stats and what you can do. Probably my absolute favorite memory from D&D is when, as my like very, very small 2'10" halfling rogue, I threw a dagger at a scarecrow over a party member's head, and the scarecrow just fell apart. Rogues do not deal much damage most of the time, but when rogues crit or get a natural 20 on a hit, they crit hard. It felt great to finally actually be useful with that character in combat, and I think everyone was at least a little bit impressed. It definitely can be difficult to slip in and out of the world. More out than in, if I'm being honest. It can be very difficult to go from this world of magic where I can do anything I want to like the real world, where oftentimes I am limited by my physical abilities and the things that are available to me. The main thing I'd want to take out of D&D worlds and bring into the real world is magic. I think being able to perform a monologue and then like have something magical happen would be really cool. I also would want to bring the unity and the way that a lot of the people in D&D will just accept people for who they are. I think that should be the case in the real world.
Thank you for joining us today. I'm Kai Vanderway.
And I'm Trudy Pooks, and you've been listening to I'm Feeling Queer Today. If you like what you hear, please give us a 5-star rating and share the show with your friends, family, or even your dog. A 5-star rating goes a long way to support us in making more episodes of the podcast.
If you're new here, welcome to the party. Make sure you go back and check out seasons 1 and 2. We think you'll like them a lot. A new episode drops next week.
We want to hear from you. That's why we set up our own online voicemail box for you, our listeners, to leave us messages. Go to speakpipe.com/IFQT and drop us a line. That's speakpipe.com/IFQT. Let us know what you think of the podcast, any topics you want us to cover on the pod, and don't forget to ask yourself, how am I feeling queer today?
For more information and resources about this episode, check out the show notes in the description, or check out the episode page at thefutureperfectproject.org/podcast.
If you or a young person you know between the ages of 13 and 24 is currently in crisis, visit thetrevorproject.org for LGBTQIA+ specific support through text or chat, or call 1-866-488-7386. These resources will be in the show notes too.
To learn more about the Future Perfect Project, head to our website, thefutureperfectproject.org, and find us on social media at The Future Perfect Project.
Thank you to all our wonderful contributors this episode: Felix, Sage, Lily, Nate, Kiana, Blaine, Kyros, and my lovely co-host Kai. Special thank you to KYC's former Civic Engagement and Advocacy Manager, Mallory, and KYC's Community Education and Racial Justice Manager, Lise Ann. IFQT is produced by the Future Perfect Project with support from Radio Kingston, WKNY, Kingston, New York. And our I'm Feeling Queer Today podcast cohort, Alex Massey, Parker McKenzie, Samuel Smalls, Lily Muller, Eric Eubank, and Zorian Edwards.
Our theme song is performed and composed by Alex Massey and produced by Emma Jane Sislowski. This episode was recorded in Columbus, Ohio, and produced by Miles Tripp, Becca DiGregorio, and my incredible co-host, Trudy Pooks. This episode was edited by Becca DiGregorio. Additional production and editing support by Emma Jane Sislowski. Mixing and mastering by Emma Jane Sislowski.
Additional music by Epidemic Sound and a cover of We Are the Crystal Gems from Steven Universe performed by Nate on ukulele.
This episode was hosted by me, Kai Vandaway.
And me, Trudy Pooks. Special thanks to executive producer and mentor Celeste Lucine, as well as Future Perfect Project team members Ryan Amador, Kiko Wan, and Elia Jamil.